Welcome. It's that time of day. It is Monday night, 6 o'clock, for your favorite show, Ray Sports and Slams. I am your host, Ray All Day. I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate the support, appreciate the love. This is episode number 5. We have 2 guests today joining us, and I'll get to them in a second. First, by all means, like, subscribe, and follow YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all threads that will support my show. I would appreciate all the love. Before I get into the topics and bring my guests on, let me just say hello to some people. Fernando is in the house. What's up, buddy? And yes, this World Series is definitely one of the best I've ever seen. I'm bringing in my guests now, and they are 2 of the coolest dudes I know. I know you're saying, is it my brothers? Pretty much. It's all about payroll. First, let me bring in my friend, my brother from another mother, Brian Escobar. What's up?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
And Walter Duncan. What's up, my guy?
Ray, what's good, man? How you doing?
Good. Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. I appreciate it tremendously.
No doubt.
Lots to talk about, my guys. So I am going to start this show with the topic that everybody wants to talk about, Major League Baseball and the World Series. As you know, the World Series ended with a Game 7. And unfortunately, I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm a Mets fan, but the Dodgers did win. And they are your world champions for the second year in a row. I'm going to start by saying this. The Dodgers, give them all the props. They have the pitching at the end. They had the hitting at the end. However, I will say this. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. You have the game at hand. I know Brian and Walter, we've all played Little League Baseball. Your coach always tells you, it's 1 out. Just put the ball in the air, score this run, this game is over. The one thing he did that you just couldn't do was hit a sharp grounder right to the second baseman to force the force out. It's almost the identical of, we're tied in bowling. It's the last frame. All I have to do is knock down 1 pin, and I throw 2 gutter balls. Like, it's insane to me. I don't understand, what Velasco was doing, but kudos to the Dodgers. Like I said, I just feel bad for the Blue Jays. They haven't won, I think, since Lincoln was the president. It's rough. But, Brian, I'm going to get your take first, and then we'll hit Walter. What's your take on the whole World Series, and what do you think of Game 7?
Man, I thought it was exciting. Of course, it goes 7 games. That's what everybody wants. 2 powerhouse teams, man. Like I didn't want the Blue Jays to win because they beat the Yankees going in there. You know what I mean? I'm an American League fan. Yankees all day, New York all day. But they were, again, 2 great teams, and then. The 9th, Game 7. No, it went to 11 innings, Ray. Didn't it go 11?
11, right? Yeah.
So it went, right, extra innings. So, you can't ask for better baseball, but yeah, bad coaching, right? And that's what I'm realizing recently in a bunch of games. Like, oh, man, you got to do this, you got to do that. But then it's like, wait a minute, that's coaching too, right? There's another grown man coaching these grown men. So, I don't know. And what do you think, Walt?
So for me, I think it's, just shout out to the Dodgers. They seem like they're a dynasty now. We can talk about that in a few maybe, but I think the Toronto Blue Jays definitely missed their opportunity, right? And and I find it funny because the last time that the Blue Jays won, I think it was on the back of a back-to-back, right? And I think they won in 92, 93, something like that.
It was the Joe Carter era, right?
Yeah. And so for me, I think they definitely missed a golden opportunity in the 9th. Like you said, Ray, all they had to do was just get 1 up.
And Get it up in the air.
Yep. And just they would have secured themselves a spot. I thought they were a team of destiny, how they were looking, right? The Dodgers, everyone picked them. They seem like they have everything, like you said, Ray. They have the bullpen, they have the players, they have Shohei, and they have all the star power. So I kind of was rooting for the Blue Jays to like as the underdog, kind of that David and Goliath, look.
But let me ask you this, and then I want to get your opinion as well, Brian. You see the infield playing in. There's one out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I believe coaching is a huge, huge part of this game. With wrong coaches giving you the wrong advice could obviously jeopardize the game. But you've played in high school, you play in college, you're on the pros. I just got to put this ball in the air. The only thing I can't do, so one thing you can't do is just hit it sharply. If he would have just hit it softly to second, he would have found, I think the guy would have been safe at home. He hit it as hard as he could right to him. And I don't understand the hitting mentality. Like you choke up and just try to drive one through. So Brian Walt, again, give me your take on that. Like, I just feel like people aren't giving the validity to that at bat as important as it was to the game. I mean,
you called it, man. I think you called it. Like, you can't say any better than that.
Yeah, I think I come from a different, viewpoint a little bit. And, I think there was an interview that Mookie did on another podcast. I think it was All the Smoke or something like that. And he talked about how hard it is. That baseball might be the hardest. Hitting a baseball in the pros might be the hardest thing to do, right? So, yes, we can sit and say, like, hey, yes, all they had to do was get one up. But those pitchers, I'm sure they're tough to hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure they're tough to go against and stuff like that. Yes, but I also understand that that's what the players are paid to do. Just do your job and deliver. And unfortunately, the Blue Jays were just outplayed and outcoached a little bit by the Dodgers.
Yeah.
What do you think of Yamamoto? That dude pitched the day before, threw 93 pitches, comes in and throws 2 innings.
Wow.
A lot of heart. I give him a lot of credit for that as well. Walt, you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's why it clearly showed why he won the MVP of the series, right?
Yeah.
It's because of how his grit, his tenacity, and he did everything he could do to secure the win for his team.
Brian, you concur?
I look, but I mean, these guys can pitch a lot longer than they're allowed to pitch. You know what I mean? They
Talk
cut them
about
short because, right? To what is it? They want to be kind of conservative. They want to manage how long they pitch. So yes, no doubt, back-to-back pitching, great is a phenom. It's out of the ordinary for major leagues, but these guys can go much longer. When you're playing at high school, college, right? Some of these kids are going long. You gotta hey, the parents gotta jump in and be like, yo, you gotta get my kid out of there. Well, you gotta be pitching. You know what I mean?
He's throwing 120 pitches.
Yeah,
what are you
exactly.
doing?
Yeah, man.
But you remember the days when pitchers used to pitch complete 9-inning games?
Yep.
Dude, I haven't seen one of those in, oh my God, it's been years. Now they're on, like you said, Brian, to piggyback what you're saying, now there's a pitch count, 75 pitches, and the analytics say 75 pitches, and that's it. And, I don't care how good you're pitching.
Is that right now? 75? Come on.
75, 80, dude. Like, I've seen Matt Scherzer, I think, threw 77, 78 pitches, and the coach was about to take him out, and Scherzer was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I think it was game 5.
Wow.
So, yeah, dude, they're going by these pitching analytics now, I guess because a lot of these pitchers are getting these Tom and John surgeries, and once they get that surgery, dude, it's a wrap. You're not coming back from it. I haven't seen one successful pitcher come back from it.
Hey, but didn't he pitch a complete game in the World Series?
He's a freak, like I said.
Game 2?
Normally it doesn't happen. Like in today's game, if you throw 80 pitches, you considered, a golden goose right now because no one does it. No one does it, dude. No one does it, dude.
Yeah, they're not allowed. That's all.
They're not allowed.
I get it. They want to, they got to.
Hey, Maria, what's going on? Thank you for showing up. And yes, pitch count
sucks. Exactly. So
they're being low managed.
Yes,
it's crazy,
being managed.
I don't know. Hats off to the Dodgers, though. Like you both said, maybe it's a dynasty. I really hope not, but we shall see. They have the team. If they could, Ohtani's locked in for another 10 years. They could keep the pitching intact. I mean, yeah, dude, this team is stacked. It's going to take something, but we shall see.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to dive into the NFL sport that we both love.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to talk about Drake May. Drake May, New England Patriots quarterback, not the hip hop singer Drake, but Drake May. Drake May, had a decent game. I don't think he was the most impressive I've ever seen. I think he threw for like 250. I think he threw like one pick. But these guys are actually thinking like he's MVP material. I think, in my opinion, that's crazy. I think he's a decent quarterback. I think New England's system is good, and I think their division's somewhat soft. I'm going to go to you first, Walter. Do you believe the hype of Drake number 2 being MVP?
No, I think he's a phenomenal quarterback. Like you said, Ray, I think it's the system that they built around him. He can scramble, he can make some plays with his feet and his arm, and he's good enough to lead them and everything, right? But the defense, for me, has done a lot of heavy lifting for that team as well, right? And it's come down. The defense has won them some of those games here this season, in my opinion, right? Not to take anything away from Drake, but he's not. I don't think he's not even in my top 5 for MVP voting right now.
What?
Honestly, no, he's not.
Okay, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. Brian, go to you.
That's a big call. I mean, I'm gonna look. I think Walt is definitely more of the football analyst, so I'm gonna give respect to that. But
I actually like that take.
Very impressed.
I'm gonna show some love for that. Go ahead.
I'm very impressed with Drake, man. I forgot who I saw him play a couple weeks ago, and they just did a great. They were pounding the team. They're really good. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I was shocked. I was like, oh man, New England has got something going here.
But do you equate any of that like Walter said? They have a really strong defense. They have some good pass rushing. He's been put it puts him in good situations. If you're starting on their 30 versus your own 10, it's a big difference, dude.
Okay, sure, but you still need a good O-line. You still need to be a good quarterback. You still need to see the field, throw well. Like, doesn't take, you know what I mean? Defense is great. I get that. But you still have to be a good quarterback, and you still need a good O-line to be a
Walt is giving you that look like, So you believe the hype. You think Drake is the top 5 MVP candidate?
Oh, no, I didn't say that, but I think he's really good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to, again, I think he's decent. I think he's a little above average. I don't have him in my top 5. I definitely don't. I think there's other guys out there that deserve a little more. But we'll see how the season progresses. I think if they, play some really tough teams out there, let's see how Drake does. You know what I mean? Let's see if he faces a Kendrick and see how he does. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got the little joke. I threw it out there.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to switch. Yeah. We're going to switch teams. We're going to talk about the Colts. Colts took their first loss in a minute. Danny Dimes turned into Danny Dimes again, threw 3 picks. Didn't look good. Jonathan Taylor, I think, rushed for under 20 yards. What does this say about the Colts? Are they now, is the pumpkin turned back to does the state coach turn back into a pumpkin now? Are these Colts really being particular? They played the Steelers, who I think are decent. I don't think they're world beaters, but Brian, I'm going to go to you first. Do you feel like
Sunday, man? It's any given Sunday out there with football. Danny Jones, I think he showed what he should have been in New York, and folks were getting really mad about that. And, he showed, hey, I do have talent. And, the word around town is that they didn't have a good O-line in front of them in New York. Maybe not. I don't know. But any given Sunday, man. Yeah.
Walter.
So I like your analogy about it changing from like the carriage to a pumpkin. But I'll say it like this: the Maserati is really a Honda Accord, right? It's a good reliable car. It's a good reliable car, right? You know what I'm saying?
Another applause for you, my friend.
But think about it. Like, I think the first few months or the first few weeks of the season, no one was expecting that from Indiana Jones, right?
I like that.
And no one was expecting that. But after weeks and weeks of getting tape on him and what they do, They know how to play to him, right? He has new team, new weapons, and everything like that. And
doesn't hurt you have the best running back almost in the game right now.
Yeah, and so these guys are like, okay, let's put it back on. We're gonna shut down Taylor. Let's put it back in Daniel Jones is put it on his arm and see what he does. And unfortunately, he kind of reverted back to, like you were saying, he reverted back to,
under cord. Wow. So do you see him rebounding from this, or you think the tape is out and
I think
Jones is turning to Danny Pennies?
I think that they're somewhere in between that, right? I think they're a good team. I think Daniel Jones is somewhere in the middle of that. From what we've seen him, like, being superstar, I think he has that the ceiling is that high, but I think his mental part of it kind of like downgrades him a little bit. So I would kind of put him like somewhere in the middle of that. I think they're going to be okay. They might be in the running for a wild card spot by the end of the season, but I don't foresee them being like a top tier team when it's all said and done.
All right, let me ask you this before we switch gears. If, God forbid, knock wood, because I never, ever wish any harm on anybody. If Taylor, for some reason, somehow got hurt, do the Colts just completely fall apart at the wheels, or do they still have a shot even without Taylor if something, God forbid, happened to him? Again, we never wish anything bad on somebody, but do you think Daniel Jones has enough to still lead this team without Taylor, or is Taylor like the makeup and all the stuff behind the pig?
What do you think, Brian?
I don't know. I can't call it. I couldn't call it. I mean, it's tough to say. You're built on your weapons, right? Like, quarterback needs weapons. They're not going to be as effective without a strong weapon.
Walt, do you agree?
Agreed.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Staying on the MVP ride, Sam Darnold threw 4 touchdowns, won 38-14. Team is 6-2. Is he an MVP candidate? I'll go first. I think he's another Daniel Jones, but maybe he's a Honda Accord with like leather seats and maybe like a nice trim on the car, maybe in a nice color, maybe like a little oak find, inside the car. Maybe got XM radio for 2 years instead of 1 year. So he's got more bells and whistles. But to me, I think he's another system quarterback. He's played for a lot of teams. He's in a good system now, but like Daniel Jones, from my perspective, I think he's going to end up pumping out at some point too. Good guy. Seems like a nice guy. I've, seen him interview on TV, but I think unfortunately it's this clouded smoke and mirrors, but we shall see. I mean, he's had a pretty easy schedule. I think it hasn't hurt that as well. So I don't know, but people are just chanting his name. So at the end of the game, people yelling MVP, MVP. And I'm like, what are we talking about? But
weren't they in Seattle?
But he's still getting love, dude. Like, it's love that I don't know. But Brian, go ahead. I'm going to go to you.
It's a fluke. You can't call it. Like you said, he has an easy schedule. I don't know if they've been really tested. The Commanders are a good team, but have they really been tested thus far? Like, what was their schedule? You know what I mean?
Yeah, their schedule's been very fluffy.
Yeah. So
I don't think they've played one team above 500.
I think all of football's been very mid. What did the kids say? Mid. Very mid for the thus far. Now teams are starting to break out and so a couple. Do we have any undefeateds? I feel like one was undefeated last week.
Yeah, no more undefeateds.
There's no more undefeated teams.
You know what I'm saying? So it's been very mid. So I can't. It's okay.
Well, you're riding the same sentiment. Are we talking another, I guess, an upgraded Honda Accord, like the C class?
I think so. I think he is an upgraded Honda Accord, right? Like he might be a
Acura,
a Hyundai, right? Okay. So like, think about it. Think about Sam Darnold's career, right? He's gone. He's bounced around from team to team. Then he had one good year last year with the Vikings.
Yes, he did.
I think they went 14-2 or 14-3 regular season.
Yeah,
like that,
14,
right?
14-3.
14-3, and they did not want to keep him.
No.
to me, so that speaks volumes there, right? So like, yes, is he talented enough to be a starter? Absolutely. That's why the Seattle Seahawks brought him in, right? But if you think about who was their quarterback a year ago, he also looked pretty damn good. Geno Smith.
Yep.
Right. So you put these guys, get some weapons around these guys, and of course they're going to have some success, right? But do I think he's MVP? Absolutely not.
No, definitely not. I'm looking at their schedule now. Hell no.
Wow. Who have they played in the last 3 games?
I mean, I'll run San Francisco, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, Arizona, Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Houston. Maybe Houston should have been a better competition, and then Washington last game.
Oh, it says you've played literally like a couple Pop Warner teams and one basically a CFL team. So okay, yeah, dude. Like I don't know. I don't believe the hype either. Like Public Enemy, I don't believe the hype. No. I don't. I really don't. But we shall see. Staying in football, the Rams look legit. Matt Stafford, 4 touchdowns, 330. He looks legit. I'm gonna kick this off to you, and I'll be the closer for this one. Brian, give me your take on Matt Stafford and the Rams.
He's having a great year. He's actually on my bench on my fantasy team. And
wow, you have a good fantasy team then.
I do actually. I'm not. Let's not get into that. And I've been really surprised. I think he's always been a quality quarterback. I think this year he's having a breakout year. I don't know why. I haven't been able to see all the games, but I see his stats and points on my bench.
And you're like, why did I leave him out? Why did I bench him?
Well, I got Mahomes starting over him.
Okay. Mahomes boy.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it's tough. He started, of course, on my bye week, and did great, So yeah, I mean, I think he's doing really great. He's having a breakout year. Walt, why do you think that is?
Well, look at his weapons, right? They have a decent running back in Williams. He has 2 perennial top tier receivers in Devontae Adams and Puka Nuca.
Oh, Nuca also, yeah.
Yeah, and so like he has these great weapons around him. Stafford, he's always had great weapons, right? Even dating back to when he had Megatron in Detroit. And when he's had weapons, he's always delivered, right? So I think Stafford is just doing what he does. Stafford's a great quarterback to me, honestly.
I'm going to piggyback off both you guys. I think Matt Stafford is the real deal. He has great weapons. I think Nakua is a beast. Devontae Adams is a beast. Their O-line's solid, So I think Stafford's the type of guy that if you give him the weapons, he doesn't mess it up. Like he's not going to take a beautiful piece of art and throw mud on it. He knows what to do.
So he's not Tua.
Yeah, he's not Tua. There you go. He's not Tua. Stafford is a middle class BMW. He's not the top line, but he's not low class. He's the middle BMW. I'm going to give him that. If we're going to go car ratings now, this show is going to be a car rating sports show. Yeah. Stafford is legit. I think, like you both guys said, I think he knows what he's doing. He knows how to read defenses. He knows how to, formulate a good game plan. But more importantly, he's not going to take the gifts that you've given him and mess it up. He's not going to overthrow Nakua on a deep route. He's not going to miss Devontae Adams on a slant. He knows what he's doing.
He's a veteran, yeah.
He's a veteran. He's not going to overthrow these guys. He's not going to throw in triple and quadruple coverage. So he's not going to blow the game for you. If they lose, it's going to be because the other team was just better or the defense just fell apart. But you're not going to say Stafford blew that game.
Yep.
I feel like he's a really knowledgeable guy. And again, like you guys said, he's not going to be the cause of your loss. Yeah. So I'll see. I think the Rams right now, dude, Rams are serious contentions. I think those guys have a legit shot, and it would make me nauseous to see 2 LA teams in a
Nobody wants to see that either. Yeah,
exactly. It's not going to look good. No. All right, last football topic. Cam Little kicked a 68-yard field goal, and Carolina won 30-29. I'll start this off first. Now, I've had this conversation with some guys yesterday at work. right now kicking is becoming one of the most valuable tools in the NFL.
Yeah.
If you can't kick, you're mud. You need kicking. Not only has the extra point gone back to 35 yards, now if you don't kick it in those little brackets on a kickoff, it's a penalty, and then you start the ball on the 35 instead of the 20. They're getting a lot of these kickers from overseas. Ergo, that Goodell is having all these games in Europe and Barcelona and London. Kicking is becoming huge. I feel like I won't be surprised next year if a kicker goes in the first round. That's how serious I think it's become to the game. Like it's really legit, dude. Not to throw salt in Brian's wounds, but but the Giants need some kicking.
They
the best kicker in the league, from my perspective, is Brandon Aubrey. Where is he from? He's from Europe. Played soccer. Dude, the American kickers are just not what you need right now. You need a guy that's accurate, can kick deep. Kicking a 60-yarder is like nothing to these guys now. And I feel like, yeah, dude, it's changed the complexity of the game. And these close games now, if you don't have a guy that can kick 50 plus, dude, you're screwed. So I'm gonna throw it to you, Walt. Let me get your take.
No, I absolutely agree with you on that, Ray. You said it. I don't have anything to add to that. Except that Cam Little, 68 yards, like 2 more yards, and that's a 70-yarder. That's like crazy. That's like unheard of.
Unheard of.
So, do you think that one day we're going to see that 70-yarder?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe because we're seeing such an influx of these kickers coming from Europe, and I did this show with my buddy Tommy Clark, and we were talking about how the NFL is going global, how they're going international, how they're having these games in London, how they're having them in Barcelona, Brazil. Dude, it's becoming a bigger presence. You're getting these kickers from those countries to play because they're like, yo, I can kick a soccer ball 70, 80 yards.
Word.
Let me work on kicking this football. And they're doing it, dude. And, dude, it's crazy. So, Brian, I want to get your take on this as well.
Yeah, clearly, I think it's very important as a Giant fan. Because that was both a kicking issue and a coaching issue. Because why would you put him back in the second time?
And then an extra point. Ugh.
Come on, man. 2 times.
2 times, dude. Not 2 chains, 2 times.
So that was painful. And no, I agree. It's the soccer. I was just gonna try to see what the weight of a soccer ball is compared to a football.
Please check that. I'm curious.
Because I was at the park the other day, and like working out, and they were playing a game, and the ball came my way, and I like kicked it back to them, and I was like, damn, that was a heavy ball. I wonder if it's heavier for the official game, like a official league, type of weight or whatever. And that probably has a lot to do with it. And of course, like you said, everything's the same. You get in soccer. Did you look it up, Walt?
Yeah, they're about the same.
Oh, wow.
14 to 16 ounces.
Okay.
So it's just like you said, guys, the training, getting those soccer players in there to come kick instead of, normal kickers. I like how they are changing the game up with it and making kicking more important. I like what you said too. Prediction: first round kicker next year is a good possibility. Maybe in the the high numbers, but or top of the second round. You never know.
Okay, I'll say either or.
Yeah. But I like it, right? Because we need to make it more interesting and more competitive in that manner. Make every element really stick like Seattle did last night. They were hurting them with every element: defense, special team, offense. Like when you do that, it's hard to win against that.
100%. But to go back to this European presence in football,
I love it.
I feel like I love it. I love it too. I'm all about it. I feel like the broader the audience, the bigger the brand. And you want your audience to grow. But
I'm remember when they had NFL Euro. I'm sorry to cut you off, Ray. They tried to do NFL Euro at one point. You remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah. So
but have you noticed that Goodell is really, really pushing these games overseas, dude? Brazil, Barcelona, London.
They have to have teams there, though, right? Like I think it's cool to build up to a place where they then establish those teams,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe it's NFL global. Because I mean, not for nothing, I think it takes a lot out of the teams too, to travel, and then come back and then got to play and like adjusting. I don't know what the players take it on it, but I feel like it's a lot.
It is a lot. I do agree.
Yeah.
But I do give the fact that it's early in the morning. They still have
That
2
I
days to
like.
kind of
Yes.
I like that. So you have a
Yeah.
lot of time to recruit.
12 hours of football when they play
Yeah.
overseas.
It's
Yeah, on a
insane,
Sunday
dude.
morning. Yeah,
Sundays
it's
are beautiful
awesome.
for me.
Yes.
Especially if it's raining out. Oh my god.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but if it's an early game, you finish early. You still have 2 days to adjust with the time and everything else, and then if your next game's not till that Sunday, it's not that bad. But I do hear what you're saying.
Fair.
It definitely, the time difference and the jet lag, yeah.
Yeah.
But my more important point is, and I'll go to you, Walt. The presence overseas now. I see a lot of these really solid kickers are all coming from Europe, dude. These American kickers are just like obsolete right now. It's almost like a VCR. Do you see that position just being taken over by Europe?
Maybe a little bit. I think there's a lot of really great kickers in the world. So I think there's a lot that are US based as well. So I think that with the NFL expanding its reach, it's going to create opportunities for other people globally. But I feel that we'll see more and more eventually. But I think there are going to be some great American based kickers that are going to still be in the league doing their thing as well.
All right. But have you noticed like the top 2 or 3 kickers all played soccer?
Yeah.
Brian, have you noticed that?
Yep.
And I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, dude, but
and even with the punters, right? I think there was a punter like on the mid, and correct me if I'm wrong, listeners, but I think there was a punter on the 49ers. He used to play rugby or something like that, right?
Yes, he did.
Right?
He was a rugby player. You're 100% right. So yeah. So that's saying, Brian, is it a coincidence that the top 3 kickers, in terms of accuracy percentage-wise, all played soccer?
I think it's very intentional as far as NFL, scouts and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's very intentional, dude. You don't see the guy from Oklahoma that was raised on a farm being your number 1 kicker anymore, dude. That used to be 20, 30 years ago, but now, dude.
What's your O-line? Oklahoma is O-line.
But you see these kickers, 10 years ago, they're all coming from like these Big Ten schools or Big East schools. Now, dude, like I said, you look at the stats, dude, the top 3 kickers in terms of accuracy, distance, they're all from Europe, dude. They all played soccer, dude. I think it's changing the game. So if I'm a scout, thinking outside the box. If I'm a scout, I'm going to Barcelona. I'm going to Spain. I'm looking for a kicker. Tom says, reminds me of Love that show. Replacements is fire.
That was funny. Yeah, it was great.
That is fire. But yeah, dude, I just feel like, dude, that's where the kicking's coming from.
Yep, for sure.
It's coming from there, dude. I feel like, it's changing. All right, we're switching gears. We're going to the NBA, and one undefeated team left. The Oklahoma City Thunder, the defending champions, 7-0, behind the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who has tied Oscar Robertson for 79 straight 20-point games.
Wow.
Insane. I'm going to hit this first, and then I'm going to take Walt and then Brian.
Yeah, exactly.
SGA is MVP, deservedly so. Guy's insane. Guy knows what he's doing, knows how to just play the game, plays with such grit and heart, can shoot, can play defense, knows the game in and out, dude. Shai is the truth. I don't see how OKC doesn't contend or not repeat at this point. I feel like that team is just so stacked. They haven't lost any players. Unless, God forbid, somebody gets hurt, dude, this team is locked and loaded again. Do you see Shai dropping off at all, or is this team just another dynasty team? And Brian, I'm going to go to you first, and then Walt. Or I'm going to go to Walt.
Let Walt go because he's
the NBA guy. Because he's a shot caller.
So, like you said when we were speaking about baseball earlier, Ray, barring any injuries, and I don't want to jinx anybody, I don't want to speak anything into existence, but barring any injuries, I think OKC has a great shot to repeat. They have, to me, they have what is to me the best player in the league in SGA.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody can stop this guy. He's going to get his points. He's going to go to the free throw line. He's
going to get every foul call.
Yeah, they have Jalen Williams. You know, they have Chet Holmgren. They have a great bench.
Williams.
Yep, they have everything they need, right? And I don't know who can beat them outside of the Golden State Warriors. I think the Golden State Warriors can probably put up the best fight out of everyone else in the league. Maybe Houston, but we'll see. Like I don't see anybody stopping these guys, man.
Wow.
Tying the Big O's is a feat. Has to be huge honor for that guy. Yeah, dude. I didn't think that record was ever going to get beat. 79 straight? That's insane to me. Fernando says OKC is going to repeat. They will eliminate the Lakers without question. What do you know what I say to that? I say to you. No, God, dude. Well, I got to give you two of those. No. That's a terrible take. But I believe SGA is the truth. Foregoing any injuries, dude, no. I don't see how you could beat these guys. I feel like they're coached right. They know how to play the game. Yeah, and SGA, dude, he's young. He's healthy. He's not injury prone. So, yeah, dude, like in any sport, if you got a team like that and your star never gets hurt, plays almost every game, shows up to play every night, dude, it's going to be hard. 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 Going to stay in the basketball topic, and, Fernando booed my team. We're going to talk about the Lakers and the Lake Show. Did somebody say Lakers?
Kobe.
Did somebody say the Lakers?
Kobe.
Did we say the Lakers?
Kobe.
Did we say the Lakers?
Kobe.
Yeah, we did.
4-game winning streak. Ozempa Luka averaging 29. Dude, Austin Reeves looking like the best third option I've seen. And this is without LeBron. Dude, Lakers look legit. They look like a decent playoff team. I'm going to let you start this first, Walt, and then Brian, then I'll end it. Okay. What do you think of Ozempic Luka?
Ozempic.
I think he really wants to win. And I think that he's committed to improving his body, as we've seen, over this offseason with him, the Ozempic or whatever it was. But like, I really think he really wants to take it to the next level. So because we've seen him deal with some injuries over the last couple of years. When they were in the finals, he was playing through an injury. In the couple of years before that, and when they were going through the playoffs, he had some injuries and stuff like that. So I really think he's really trying to take his body to the next level. There may be some influence from LeBron on him because of how serious LeBron takes his health. And so I think that Luka is just buying in, and he's right. He's really trying to do that with the team. The Lakers look good too, man. Like honestly, they're contenders as well.
They're definitely contenders, dude. I think they're contenders. I think JJ Redick, I know my buddy Tom Clark's not a JJ Redick guy because he's a Duke guy, but JJ Redick knows his X's and O's, dude. I've had this conversation several times, dude. Like him or don't like him, the guy knows the game. And he's making Austin Reeves look like Christopher Reeve's Superman. Like, dude, Austin Reeves looks like an animal right now. I don't know what he's got in him, dude, but he's got that team just gelling. And like you said, I think Luka's taking his health very seriously. LeBron spends $1 million a year on his body, on his health. The guy's in better shape than a lot of 20-year-olds. So I think Luka's, I think he's like, dude, I want to be that guy. He's been injury prone because of the weight. It's not
Ray taking
easy.
it personal.
It's not easy running up and down the court being so big. You know what I mean? You gotta lose that weight, dude. I feel like he's changed the game, dude. Luka is looking good, and we shall see. Brian, I know you're not a Laker guy, but I know you're gonna show some love. Let's go. You can. It's okay on this show on Ray Sports and Slims. You're allowed to show love for the Lakers.
Look, it's nice that they're doing well. They're number one in their division, right? It's awesome. Yay.
Yeah, I know you're happy. Look at that smile. He looks happy. I know he's happy. I appreciate the love. Luka is still injury prone. Can't counter him. Yes, the old Luca, not this Luca. Ozempa Luca? No, dude.
Luca.
Ozempa Luca is the truth,
Yeah.
dude. He looks. You admit this, Brian. He hasn't looked this good probably since high school, dude. He lost. Would you say, well, at least 35 pounds?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, dude, like, I've gone through a massive weight loss myself. It plays a toll on your body, dude. So I feel like Luca looks good, dude. Luca looks good, and he's gonna play longer. I think he's not gonna get hurt. I think he's gonna, hold his own, dude. We shall see, but
nice.
We'll see what happens with the Lake Show, dude. All right, switching gears now, and we're gonna end the show with UFC. As you know, there was a big UFC fight this past weekend. Tom Aspinall fought Cyril Gane, which ended in a no contest because of an eye poke. For those who don't follow UFC, Tom Aspinall was the defending interim heavyweight champion of the world because the champion, Jon Jones, retired. Aspinall was calling him out, saying, "Fight me before you retire." Jon Jones declined, didn't think he was worth it, didn't think it was worth his legacy to defend against Aspinall. So Cyril Gane, who was the former champion, fought Aspinall, was beating Aspinall until he got, he poked Tom Aspinall in the eye, and obviously the fight ended in a no contest. The theory is Jon Jones doesn't want to fight Cyril Gane Tom Aspinall rather, because why would he fight the guy that couldn't beat the guy that Jon Jones destroyed? Jon Jones fought Cyril Gane to become the heavyweight champion, beat him in under, I want to say 90 seconds, destroyed him. You watched the tape, it was like nothing. He just went in, boom, 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 boom. Okay, thank you. Let me go eat dinner now. Destroyed him. Beat him like he stole something and collected interest. So after he beat him like that, and then Aspinall was struggling with him, the logic is, why do I need to fight you when you couldn't beat the guy that I beat to win the title? Well, I don't know if you're a UFC guy, but I know you know your sports. What do you feel on that? Do you agree with Jon Jones, or do you feel like he should come out of retirement and fight Aspinall?
No. If I was Jon Jones, I would just sit on my yacht or wherever I'm at and just, sip my stuff until somebody that's worth my effort comes along. Like you said it clear as day. He could not beat the guy that he demolished. He demolished Gane, right? And so Jon Jones, if I'm him, I either stay retired and wait for somebody that's worth it to come my way.
Agreed.
Brian, you agree?
Yeah, agreed.
Like, I just feel it makes no sense for him. Like, if he would have destroyed Cyril Gane the way Jon Jones did, then you have a compelling argument. You could say, hey, I did it too. You ain't nothing. Let's go. But he was getting mopped up. And to me, it's like, what's the point? Like, Jones has everything to lose and nothing to gain.
Exactly.
And Tom has everything to gain and nothing to lose. If he fights Jones and gets mopped up, they're like, oh, well, you couldn't beat Cyril Gane, so why would you think you could beat Jon Jones? So now I think that fight is pretty much ruined. Ergo, they're talking about this big, big, big UFC fight at the White House, and potentially the light heavyweight champion, Alex Pereira, might fight Jon Jones. Now, that's a fight I feel is worthy of Jon Jones coming out of retirement. Alex Pereira is a fantastic jiu-jitsu guy, fantastic with his hands. I don't think he's going to beat Jon Jones, but at least he has legit claim to fighting him. He's got, great striking, Brazilian jiu-jitsu style guy, knows his stuff. There's a lot of mutual respect between these two guys. So if I'm Jon Jones, if I'm going to fight, he's the only one that makes sense and the only one worth my time and my effort to train and go in the gym again. Well, your thoughts?
Agreed. I think that would be a phenomenal fight, and I think Alex, has proven himself in his own right, his own career. And I think Jon Jones, especially if it was at the White House, I think that was the first, like, I know, right? It's crazy to think about. But, if that was one of the main cards for the White House, I think everybody would tune into that. I think it would be worth Jon Jones doing as well.
Brian?
Yeah, same. I don't keep up with it too much, but sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, I look at Alex Pereira's career. He's an accomplished fighter. You know, he's been interim champion for a while now. You know, he's got that pedigree, and you're not going to jeopardize your reputation. You're not going to jeopardize your stature to fight somebody that's just, you know, a couple of pegs below you. Alex Pereira is legit. And I feel like hypothetically, and that's a massive if, he did lose, it's not like you lost to a bum. You can't cry and say, well, you know, I lost to Alex Pereira. He's a nobody. You know what I mean? It's like giving up a home run to Shohei Ohtani. It's like, all right, dude, Shohei Ohtani, you know, I did the best I could. To lose Alex Pereira, it's not embarrassing. And Jon Jones, again, wouldn't have to put his head down in shame. So I'm all for it. You know, the White House would be sick to see that fight. Crazy. But I think that window for Tom Aspinall is closed now. Would you guys agree?
Agreed.
I think he's got no legs to stand on now. I feel like even, let me ask you this. I'm going to take it one step further. If Aspinall fought Cyril Gane again and beat him, does he then lay a claim to fight Jon Jones?
No.
Brian?
No.
I agree. I feel like you had your one shot. Yeah. And even if you beat him now, it's too late, dude. Like you look terrible. Like if you watch the fight, I know, Brian, you're not a UFC guy. If you watch that fight, dude, he was getting mopped up, and the poke saved him. You know what I mean? It now I feel like Tom Aspinall, his stock just plummeted. I know you guys are all about payroll and finance. His stock just plummeted. He's not NVIDIA. He's something else right now. He's dropped. He's dropped. I'm going to wrap this up with one last news of the fighting world, and that is Jake Paul was initially going to fight Devontae Davis, but allegedly now Devontae Davis is having some legality issues, so there's a potential of him fighting retired former super middleweight champion Andre Ward, who I believe, do not quote me, guys, he's got to be in his mid to late 40s. I know Walt will do me the favor and look up his age. If he fights Andre Ward, I'll start first. I feel that's horrible because Andre Ward is retired. He hasn't fought, I want to say, at least 3 or 4 years. He's got to be in his early to mid 40s. To fight Jake Paul, who's in his 20s, who's going to probably be 40 to 50 pounds bigger than him, is another catastrophe in boxing.
It's money. It's entertainment.
Do you want to see this, Al? Brian, I'm going to go to you first, and then Walt. Would you want to even see this?
No. No, I don't take Jake Paul seriously. So I know some people do. I think he's, a great entertainer, but in the boxing world, I don't take him serious. So no.
Yeah. I think that boxing has kind of become a little bit of a joke from what it used to be. I think because they just try to pull in names that people may recognize. Ward is 41 years old.
41. Right? Okay.
Think about it. He retired when he was 33 because he said his body could no longer keep up with the rigors.
Yeah.
So it's been 8 years since he's been in a competitive fight.
Yes. And so maybe if he trained, maybe he might, put up a decent fight. But you like you said, Jake is in his 20s, strong, can fight a little bit, right? And I want to see Jake fight somebody who's actually legit. If Jake is legit, have him go against someone who's legit.
Exactly.
Have him fight a legit heavyweight in his weight
contender.
Class.
His weight, exactly.
And then let me see what you're all about. Let me see if you're really about it. I'll go one step further. Fight a light heavyweight that's legit.
Yeah.
I think honestly, if he fought Canelo right now, he'd get mopped up.
Oh yes.
So I think, I think if he fought Crawford, he'd get mopped up. But to fight Andre Ward, who hasn't fought in 8 years now, 8 years, not 2, not 3, 8. I think it's insane to even have that fight. And, I thought if he fought Devontae Davis, I looked at it as he could potentially lose because Devontae Davis hits like a truck. Even though he was 60 pounds lighter, thought if he could just catch him once, because he's a professional boxer, he's a legit fighter. If he caught him once, he would knock Jake Paul out cold because he knows how to throw a punch. He's legit, 140-pound fighter. But now it's like to fight Andre Ward, dude, it's like, it's just horrible, dude. I'm not a fan of it. I think this is a train wreck. If this actually comes to fruition, will either one of you guys buy this? Watch this on Netflix?
Definitely not buying it. Watch it. I would have to be on like nothing else on the couch on Friday. Like, oh, this is on. All right, let me see.
No.
Oh my God, I feel you, dude. I feel you. I wanted to see Devontae Davis fight him because I thought maybe he would have a shot. Like I said, because he's a legit fighter. He's in his prime. He's in his 20s. Jake Paul for him. It was going to fight him because he's 60, 70 pounds heavier. So he's like, well. He's coming in 130. I'm 200. I'm mop him up. But now that, Devontae Davis is not fighting him, like you couldn't find anybody else. He fought Tyson Fury's younger brother, who's legit fighter and lost.
Mm-hmm.
So now he wants to fight somebody, like I said, an Andre Ward, because Andre Ward's got a name. He's a former champion. But that was 8 years ago. It's like, I don't know why he likes these washed up has-been guys. It's just brutal, dude.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go to the final buzzer. The final buzzer, my friends, is where you guys can ask me anything about anything. Talk about anything from trivia, sports, music, anything else. I'm going to go to Eric. Sadly, let Jake fight Jones in a year. Jones will make more money than he ever did in the UFC. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Jon Jones would destroy Jake Paul in a UFC fight.
Yeah.
Boxing, I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see. Eric would never watch the train wreck of Jake and Ward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maria says Jake is trash. You know what? Applaud this. I gotta give you an applause. I agree with you 100%. Jake is such a punk. He just fights retired fighters and celebrities.
Exactly. Yep.
Exactly. It's bad, dude. It's bad. Fernando says, is Otani the GOAT of baseball? Wow. Right now, this year, yeah.
Yeah.
But to say all time. There's a couple of guys out there. There's a guy named Hank Aaron. There's a guy named Willie Mays. Joe DiMaggio. There's some other legends. I mean, Otani's a freak of nature, and we both could obviously. I'll let you guys chime in. It hasn't been a minute since the guy could pitch and hit.
Exactly. The only thing I was gonna say is like the fact that he goes both ways and does it well makes him stand out. But I'd like to see where his career numbers end to say is he still young, right?
Yeah,
31.
31.
Yeah, he's got a few more years, so let's see how that looks. I mean, yeah, GOAT. I don't know about GOAT. Definitely right now for sure.
Walt,
Agreed. I think we have to wait and see, where his career ends at and his final numbers, because there's a lot of great players that have come and gone.
Mm-hmm.
So to say you're the GOAT means you have to be something really special when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I mean, because to me, it's like there's one GOAT.
Kobe.
But everybody else, I don't know. Eric says Jones could train in boxing for a whole year. That's interesting. I actually like that. If Jon Jones trained for a year in boxing, could he beat Jake Paul? I would not say no. I would not say he couldn't. Brian?
I would say yes, he could. Again, I don't take Jake Paul seriously. I think a UFC fighter trains boxing whole year, mollywops him.
Agreed.
Wow,
Agreed.
okay.
Jon Jones, yeah.
Great topics. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate the love. All right. Prince or Michael Jackson? Oh, that's a good one.
It is a good one.
This first. Prince, not even close. Not even close.
Not even close.
It's a little close. But Prince's catalog, the fact that Prince plays his own instruments, Michael plays, but not instruments. So I just no. As much respect I have to Michael Jackson, Prince plays instruments. Prince is Prince. So you guys, let's get your take.
MJ is the GOAT. And who else has girls fainting at their concerts?
Prince
Tell
did
me
too.
that. Where's the footage? Prince? I want to see some Prince footage. The girls fainting at the concerts?
Yeah.
Yeah. What concerts have you been to? You haven't seen females faint at Prince?
Nope.
Yeah, definitely have. I still go with MJ.
Hold on. Do you see this? Prince taught himself every musical instrument. You know what?
Nice.
You know what? Applaud this man. Applaud this man. Applaud this man. Dude, really? You don't think Prince has a better catalog than MJ?
I don't know. I don't know. I think for me, I can't really speak to Prince because I grew up watching MJ, right? Prince, I didn't really see too much of Prince. Oh my God, you see what Eric said?
Yes, Eric is on fire right now. You know, I got to applaud this guy again.
Look, it's almost like Jay-Z and Nas, right? Two very different artists. If it all together, does he have a better music catalog? Maybe, but was he a better entertainer, a better showman? You know,
that's a tough one. Nas or Jay-Z? Damn, wow, I love Nas.
But we already did that. Nas is the GOAT.
Nas is the GOAT.
But you know, if you're being impartial, it's a tough comparison because Jay, you know, anywho. But
it's like 1A, 1B, right?
Yeah. Right. So you know, it is a very
number one hits. You're looking at catalog, dude. Prince, dude, did you see Purple Rain? Come on, dude. I'm a little hurt, Brian. Oh my God. I mean,
MJ for me, man.
Yeah, because Teddy Riley produced that last album. If Teddy Riley didn't come into Michael Jackson's life,
you crazy.
So look, number one hits on the Billboard Hot 100. Michael had 13. Prince had 5.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay. You have a legit argument. I'm not saying it's completely crazy. I just feel like
that's a really good one, though.
That's a really good question. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Listen, we hit the hour. I want to thank you guys tremendously for coming on this show, dude. It has been a blast and a half. You guys are hysterical. Thanks, you definitely, it's not even up for debate. You have to come back.
Oh, no doubt. Anytime.
You have to come do this show again.
You got to come do our show too, though.
100%. 100%. But you guys have to come back, dude. Like, you guys are hysterical. Please promote your show. Promote everything you guys want to. The floor is yours, my friends.
Oh, man. Check us out. It's about payroll.io. And just, you know, check us out on LinkedIn. If you have anybody in the payroll world, HR world, definitely check us out. We also have another show out there called It's About Your Paycheck that, oh God, we got up to like 80 episodes, 60, 70, 80, something like that. And basically teaching people about their paychecks. You know what I mean? What you should know about your paycheck. Every W-2 employee in the United States should listen. And it'll be back. We kind of on hiatus from it. We need to reformat and find a good way to grab the folks. But we did a ton of shows, a ton of great content out there. But yeah, we keep going with payroll. We got a great niche in the payroll world. And yeah, come check us out. It's about payroll.io.
Okay. And when can you see the show?
Oh, it posts every Monday on YouTube and every podcast platform.
All right. So every Monday in the evening, I guess, right?
No, it's out in the morning. We actually sometimes post it Sunday.
Every Monday morning, guys, please check these guys out. They know their stuff. They know their payroll. Now I know that they know their sports.
Yeah.
Another round of applause, dude, for my dudes, my brothers from another mother, Walter and Brian, dude. Thank you again for coming through, dude. I definitely want you guys back, dude. You made the show way hella fun, dude. I had a blast.
Man, no doubt.
Likewise. It was great, man.
Again, much love, dude. Stay on. I'm gonna log you guys off, but stay on. And I'm gonna say goodbye to the fans. All right.
All right.
So there you go, guys. Another episode of Race Sports and Slams. Thank you guys for watching again. I appreciate the love. Please check us out again next Monday at 6:00. More knowledge about baseball. Maybe we'll dig more into the NBA at this point. And all that other stuff. Follow us again. BoinkStudios.com, Facebook, Instagram, Race, Sports and Slams. Check us out. I'll see you next week.